We'll be making a Tu B'Shvat collage tree, which is also suitable for Earth Day, to encourage Shomrei Adamah. You'll need brown and green construction or scrap paper, a piece of paper for the background, a glue stick and white glue, a pen or thin dark marker, a brown color pencil, marker or crayon, scissors, and your imagination. For the trunk of the tree, you can use plain brown paper, or you can recycle or repurpose some scrap paper, for example, like this grocery bag. There's some really nice brown color there that you can use for the trunk of the tree as well. For the green leaves, I have some plain green paper, and I had a delicious way of getting some green scrap paper from this chocolate wrapper. And I also have a cover from a pad. So both the chocolate wrapper and the pad cover provided some really nice green. In fact, the back of the pad cover has some light green, which can also be used. And the front has a few different tones of green as well. So we have some really good sources for green paper. As with the other papers, you can use a new piece of paper, and here I have a white piece of paper, or you can use a recycled, repurposed paper. Here's a blue background piece, and it's repurposed. It was a calendar. I'm going to show you a few ways to create trees. Now there's countless ways to represent them. I'm going to just show you a few that I've used that have been kind of easy. The first way is to draw one. And as you can see here, when I tell kids, I tell them to make a V or a Y and make a network of them. And I tell them they don't have to be straight, they could be wiggly, they don't have to all look the same. I really emphasize the fact that when you go in a forest, trees look different. And here's one way you can see the V's and the Y's. Now this one I made by using cut paper. And again, I use the V and the Y technique, but you don't have to. It's just a suggestion. If you have another way, great. But this one's kind of easy for kids to understand. And again, I always tell them, just like people look different, trees all look different too. And I use thin pieces of paper, and the higher up you go on both the drawing and the cut paper, the branches get thinner as they get higher up on the top of the tree. This cut tree has a slightly different texture because I used the paper bag and cut pieces of the paper from the bag. This technique is created by taking the paper bag and creating the tree from ripped pieces of paper. What's nice about this technique is that it's a little bit more abstract, and it creates a nice texture as well. I've chosen to and am designing this tree as a brown and green spring tree. But if you want to use other colors, go for it. I'm cutting some leaves from the scrap paper. I've cut a dark green oval or football shape, you can see there. And I'm going to cut a light green in the same shape. You don't have to use this shape. I'm putting them together. You can pick these shapes or select another shape for your leaf. Now I'm using the ripped paper technique. It gives a nice organic feel to the leaf. And there's a shape I made for that leaf. This one has a little white edge on it, which gives kind of a nice dimension to it. So these are just a few of the different ways you can create a shape for your leaves. Next, write a list of all the many gifts we are given by trees. On each of the leaves, write one of the gifts that we are given by the trees. Next, glue on the leaves. Here's our ripped paper tree. This is our cut paper tree. Now, you can also write the names of the gifts from the trees in Hebrew. This one is the drawing of the tree with a combination of ripped and cut leaves. And here's the tree made from the bag. It also uses cut and ripped leaves. You can add things like a sun, clouds, a bird in the tree, some kids wearing I Love Trees t-shirts. Don't just copy mine. Be original. And don't forget, have a good time.